you moved back to Quiet Riot, and at that point, Metal Health became absolutely massive. What was it? The first metal album to be number one in the United States, multi-platinum there, and in Canada as well, and that sort of thing. It kind of blew up, didn't it? So, what do you think it was about that record and that time? It just seemed to click, and everything kind of went perfectly for it.
Yeah, actually, it was the first debut by consider a metal band because we're talking 40 years ago. Metal,
Yeah, yeah,
we were metal
yeah.
then, uh, and yeah, definitely MTV, an era opened up. I mean, all of a sudden, and MTV did not have enough content, not enough video from anybody because bands were not. It wasn't part of the budget. Most of the bands were putting their money into getting airplay on the radio because that's where you got residuals from publishing. And most record company deals included publishing. So the record company would say, wait a minute, I'm going to give you money for a video that's going to cost thousands of dollars, and we're not going to see any return in publishing, quote unquote. But what happened is they started seeing return in record sales.
Yeah.
That included the publishing, the mechanicals in it. So okay, we're good now. But they had to be shown that first. And our first video was for Metal Health. And that cost $10,000 to make. And then the next one, by then we had been on tour for a while. That cost about $40,000 to make, which was for Come On Feel the Noise. And that's the one that really broke
Yeah.
the band, yeah, I mean, we were getting played every half hour, which is more airplay than if you were on top 40 radio. Well, the only problem is that there were not too many subscriptions of MTV yet. But what started happening is outlets, like if you go to a mall, stores will be playing MTV on
Yes.
their screens. And that gave us exposure. And then, bars, like sports bars that had TVs would tune into MTV. So that really helped out a lot. Clubs did. And so for the next record, Condition Critical, Mama World Crazy Now, that was $250,000. And I got to add, even though the record company puts up the money, it was recoupable.
Yeah.
So the band always wound up
Respect from
paying
you.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah. And you were earning praise yourself. Obviously, it's nice to be part of a band that's going big and having platinum records and things like that. But 1983, I think you were voted the best bassist by Circus magazine readers or something like that. And is that
Yeah.
kind of nice for you to get the personal recognition as well as being in a big band?
Well, yeah, but not unless you just mention it, I don't even think about it. That was then. What am I doing now? That's my biggest concern. Well, that's what I focus on. How can I make myself a better musician? I mean, before we started this conversation, I was just on YouTube taking some lessons, about parallel modes in the blues.
You never
I know.
master the guitar, do you? Never master it.
You never do.
You never do. You never
It's
do.
it, it, it's a rabbit hole in a journey, and it's like you're just going, you just you hit upon something, you go, what about this then?
Yeah,
It's just like it's an answer that creates another question.
that's it.